Look at this camera. 1 billion people, fam. There's 8 billion in the world right now, almost 8 billion. And we're talking about they want to get 1 billion on this train of reskilling by 2030. So if a World Economic Forum, a world organization is pushing for this. Yo, what's goody? What's goody? Latrell in a hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Brother Next Door podcast, where we talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life, the actual steps, and my own personal experiences. In this episode, we're talking about reskilling. If you don't know what that means, let's go and break down the word, right? What's skill? Being able to do something very good, right? Being able to do something well. And so reskilling just means that we're going to take the skills that we already have and then go ahead and learn a new skill, right? We're going to reskill what we already know. So we're going to take what we already have, cool, and then we're going to learn a new skill. Why? Because maybe our job has, reached that limit and it's just like there's no more growth at your current company. You want to grow at another company, cool, let's do it. Or maybe you want to get into a completely different industry, then cool, you're going to need to reskill. You're going to need some more tools in your tool belt. And so that's exactly what we're talking about. Understand during these times, right? We got a recession, potential recession, right? Whatever you want to call it, we got difficult times right now. And so it's important that during these times we start working on skills, especially if you're not employed right now. You have more time to develop and learn new skills, whether it's going into an industry you've been wanting to go into for a while or just completely pivoting and going into a completely new industry. This is your opportunity to do it. So why are we talking about reskilling? Understand, I was reading a couple articles. This is the first one. By 2030, according to the McKinsey Global Institute report, as many as 375 million workers may need to switch occupational categories, not jobs, but completely different categories, as digitalization, automation, and AI disrupts the world. Understand, I don't think a lot of jobs are just going to completely go away. A couple of them are, but I don't think all, like a 25, 30%. No. Based off this research, it's only around 14% are going to be affected. But I think a lot more jobs are going to be, I think all jobs to a certain extent, to a small, certain extent, will be affected, right, by AI. And so I think it's crucial that you get ahead of it, you get on top of it before, you start getting lapped up, you start getting passed up by younger folks, right, that are not stuck in their ways, that are willing to put in the work, right, and actually learn this new technology. And so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about AI. We're talking about being able to develop your skill set. That way you could grow with this new technology and be able to use it as a companion and not think of it as you versus AI and your job. Like, that's not what this is. This is, okay, how do I best utilize this new technology to be more efficient in my job? That is the goal. That's what you want to go for. Understand, when it came to me, I fully embrace AI. I fully embrace, machine learning, all that good stuff, because it's new, it's innovative, it's, gives you the opportunity to, like I said before, just be more efficient in what you're already doing. And so that's where I want your minds to be, right? If you have different opinions, let me know. Put it down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are, because I definitely value y'all's opinions. But in my eyes, I think this new technology is a companion. Now, when it comes to especially factory jobs and different things like that, I mean, you can look at Elon, and he's like developing whole robots. I don't know if y'all seen it. Like, look up Elon robot. Like, he's developing whole humanoid robots to perform different tasks. And so they are coming. Like I said, some jobs they gonna get the boot, but not all or most jobs. And so definitely take that into consideration, right? Understand, when it comes to school, it's not we're not in times where you just learn for 4 or 5, or in my case 6 years, and then you're good, and then you don't ever have to open up a textbook or open up Google again. No, we are in times where you have to continuously develop what you know. You have to continuously learn more and more things, whether it's in your field or in a completely different field or category, as that report said. But it's important that you continue developing. And so what does this look like? This could be, you buying your own courses. That's what I did as an intern. I was like, you know what? I don't know anything about PLCs, right? And so in my specific case, 90% of what I learned in college is not being used in what I'm doing now. And so that 90% or that 90% that I do need to learn for work, I had to learn on my own and pick up from what the engineers were telling me and what I was just observing from the other engineers at work. Most of that stuff I had to learn on my own or be taught by them. And so understand that it doesn't just stop there after the internship. Even going full time, I still wasn't okay. I'm good now. I'm comfortable. I can relax. I don't have to worry about job. No, I still want to learn. I still want to grow, because now I have to start being able to solve problems on my own. Now it's not a matter of depending on the engineers to solve problems and I just sit back and watch them. Now it's a matter of, okay, hey, Latrell, go to this machine and solve it. It's like, oh, hold on. I graduated last week. We already, yeah. And that literally happened. Like, what was that? The Friday after I graduated, I had to go out and solve a problem. And luckily, I put in the work, over the past year and a half to be able to have enough knowledge to be able to solve that problem on my own. Both engineers already left, and so they left for the day. And so I was stuck by myself to solve that problem, and I was able to do so. And so understand that was only because I was asking him questions, or asking the engineer questions like, hey, what software do I need to use, different stuff like that. He gave me the baseline. He gave me hey, this is what you need, this is what to look for. And then it was on me completely by myself to, okay, let's get this machine back up and running. And I was able to do so in a timely manner. And so understand, when it comes to your job, whether it's the most mundane, whether it's the most repetitive, whether it's the most boring, whatever the case may be, there's always a way to make it more efficient. There's always a way to make it better. And so it's your job to figure out what that is. And then, you can tell your boss, be like, hey, I found, this little hack, this little cheat, this whatever, to make, our workflow a little bit faster. And they're going to notice that. And if they don't, go to a company that does notice that, right? And so there's multiple different routes you could take with this topic, with learning new skills. You could advance in your career, whether it's at the company you're at or whether it's at another company or is going into a completely different industry. No matter which route you take, it all starts with you learning new skills. The next report I read, right, said the World Economic Forum has created an initiative called the Reskilling Revolution with a goal to provide better jobs, education, and skills to 1 billion people. Look at this camera. 1 billion people, fam. There's 8 billion in the world right now, almost 8 billion. And we're talking about they want to get 1 billion on this train of reskilling by 2030. So if a World Economic Forum, a world organization, is pushing for this by 2030, why don't you think it is important to you? If it's important to them, why don't you think it's important to you? You have to get ahead. Don't sit back and ride the waves and just go with the flow. No, get ahead of the waves. Get ahead of the trend. That way, once stuff actually starts catching up, you're already one step ahead. You already know how to use, Chat GPT-4, and you already know, how to get around it, do different prompts, all these good things. Understand, AI isn't new. It's been out for a while. Chat GPT isn't, this new, I mean, it's revolutionary, it's new, but understand it isn't the only form of AI that just recently came out. Understand you have ChatGPT, you have Facebook, you have Face ID with the iPhones, right? You have social media recommending content. So that's YouTube. Understand when it comes to YouTube and you go to a brand new browser, you're not logged in, when you go to YouTube with no cookies, it doesn't show you recommended content. It tells you, hey, you search up something first and then we'll provide you some relevant content. It doesn't even give you recommended content until it knows at least from one search what you're interested in. And then from that search and the videos that you click from then on out, it will create an algorithm that generates relevant videos for you. That's AI. What else? You have spell check. So when you misspelling words and the autocorrects, that is AI because it's trying to think of what you're trying to say based off what you said, and it's like, oh, this word's closer to this. This is probably what you mean. Does it get it right sometimes? Yes. Does it get it wrong sometimes? Yes. But that's AI for you. It's not going to get it right 100% of the time. Digital voice assistants. Hey Siri. You have a Google Assistant. You have Alexa. You have Google Home. You have Cortana. All these different uh, digital voice assistants. You have Netflix when it recommends you movies based off what you've already watched. Amazon based off things you've already purchased. All these different things are using AI. So you're already fully immersed in AI and you probably just don't even realize it. And so now, hopefully you realize you're fully immersed in AI without really even knowing. And so the last point I want to make is the skills I'm personally developing. I don't want to just say, hey, go learn some new skills and not tell y'all what I'm doing to work on this. So the skills I am developing is problem solving. My job is literally nothing but problem solving. That's really it. I mean, I'm going to eventually start managing projects soon once I start getting some. But even within projects are going to be problems that I'm going to have to solve. And so developing problem solving skills. So not necessarily, okay, how do I do this? How do I program this machine to do this? No, it's like, okay, why is this machine doing it this way? How can I make this machine more efficient? Okay, I solved that problem. And in what manner did I take to solve that problem? That's really what I'm getting at is in what manner are you taking to solve problems? What does that look like? What does the step-by-step process look like? And that's what you want because then you could just take that as a vehicle. Understand problem solving can be done in a multitude of ways, right? Whether you're a mechanic, you're solving problems with the car, right? You're a doctor, you're solving problems with your patient. As an engineer, you're solving problems with, in my case, machines. Whatever it may be, we're all solving problems. We're just doing it in different fields. And our processes might look very similar. Just the diagnosis and the resolution are just related to our fields. And so I think problem solving is a great one to get into. Next, leadership. Understand when it comes to leadership, all you're doing is trying to get a bunch of people to follow the vision that you have, to get on board with the vision that you have. And if they're on board with the vision that you have, and you're very clear on the vision that you have, you guys will get there a lot faster because the vision's all clear. Everybody knows what they need to do. There are parts that they need to take in order to achieve that bigger vision, and y'all can get there a lot faster compared to everybody going back and forth and arguing, and they don't really know what the actual vision is because you haven't clearly defined it. No, be very clear on what the mission is, what the vision is, and that will help the process a lot better. When it comes to even just working a job, like I said, I'm going to be start doing projects and leading projects. Even with that, it's not necessarily my vision, it's the company's vision for that project and what that project looks like and what that project is supposed to look like once it's finished. But it's my job to convey that vision to the contractors and subcontractors that will be under me. And so my job is to be very clear on, hey, we need this done this way in this time with this budget. Can we make it happen, right? Obviously, it's a lot more to that than that, but that's a general idea of what's going on. And the last but not least is interpersonal skills. Understand you're going to be working with a lot of different people, a lot of different, mindsets, a lot of different beliefs, a lot of different emotions, right? And so you have to be able to adapt to different people and communicate to different people in different ways. You can't just, hey, I want it done this way, and you have no say. Or, hey, you need to do this. No, they're going to be a lot less likely to listen to you. Y'all, it's going to take a lot more time to get the project done, or, whatever the case may be, because y'all aren't compatible. And so it's important for you on your end to do the best that you can to be effective at communicating. And that's, that kind of a branch of interpersonal skills, being able to communicate with a wide variety of individuals. So those are the 3 skills I'm working on: public problem solving, leadership, and interpersonal skills. I hope you guys are getting value from this episode. I hope you guys are getting value from the podcast as a whole. Donate to the podcast, $1, $5, $10 every single month. Give help a brother out special. You know what I'm saying? And we will continue developing and creating better and better content. I don't know if y'all can tell, but this angle right here is a lot more crispier. It's a lot more crispier. Why? Because I invested into the podcast. I got a new camera. And so we're going to have a lot more crispier side angle content coming to y'all. And so I just appreciate y'all, every last person that listens from beginning to end, or even beginning to halfway and then got to go to work and then finish it at the end of the shift, whatever the case may be. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for listening to the podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know what I could do better. And let me know what topics you guys want to hear next. Y'all take it easy. Peace.